This is Testimony from the Borders, coming to you with a news story in America. Alright. It's March 28th, 2023. As they tell us, there's so much going on in Babylon and other parts of the world. And many people don't really, especially Americans, most people don't understand what's going on. Most people, they got their head in the sand. Others think they're awake when they are asleep. They have not awakened. Because if you have awakened, action comes with it, not prayer. People think they can pray their way out of the Most High's plagues. And you can't. You cannot pray your way out of these plagues. They are in her getting hit with plague after plague after plague. So we're going to touch here on this particular plague. Train derailment spills hazardous waste in North Dakota. Now, this has been happening again and again and over and over. One plague after another. Most definitely these are plagues. And people are really confused. People don't know what's happening. Most of them, again, they have their head in the sand. The ones that's watching what's going on, they have no answers. The one that's making videos about it, they don't have answers. You won't find answers on YouTube. You won't find answers on truth channels. You won't find answers in the Hebrew Israelite movement. They're not there to give the people the answers. And so they have no answers. Stack your silver and gold. Prep. You can't prep your way out of the Most High's plagues. How you gonna prep your way out of fire? How are you gonna prep your way out of desolation? The place will be desolation, unfit to live in. You can't prep your way out of this. Stock up on your food and water. Make sure you get some gold so you'll be able to barter when things go down. See, that's no answer. That's not the answer. And hopefully some of these people that have been coming to Yahuah Is One Channel for years, hopefully some of them come back and realize we heard this from Yahuah Is One Channel for years. And I think he's right. Now it's time to do something. Look at this. In 2022, there were more than 1,000 train derailments in the U.S. Now, I'm showing you this because I've been in the comments section a little bit last night, and I was just reading what the people have to say. This is in their backyards. They're dealing with this. They're in it, and they are beside themselves. When they're telling them that the water is safe to drink, they are literally beside themselves. And some of them have said this. My grandfather, I've heard different ones say, my grandfather worked on railroads for years. He was conductor. He was this. And they never had train derailments. Never. All of a sudden, we having one train derailment after another. And usually they're full with some type of chemicals. So when this is happening, the stuff spilling into the water, it's going into rivers, it's ending up in the drinking water, and they are telling people Philly tap water safe to drink until at least 3:30 p.m. Tuesday. What does that mean? What does that mean? Philadelphia residents panic bought water, so the shelves were empty. When the people go to buy, there's not enough for everybody, and then the shelves will go empty. And then the truth will say, see, you should stock up on the water. No, see, you should have came out. You should have heard the message from Yahuah Is One Channel. Come out. You should have came out. So water bought caused panic. It caused them to panic buy because of the chemical spill. And it's amazing. They always say the water is safe to drink. All of this is basically dealing with the toxic waste, the toxic chemicals ending up in waters, ending up in a place near you. And this is, I don't even know what this video will be titled, but it's something. You're going to have chemical waste coming to a city, coming to a state near you, if it's not already there. If it's not there, it's coming. And what's happening, lawmakers are trying to stop train derailments waste arrival. They want to send some of that waste to other cities. City officials may have found a way to stop the discharge of toxic waste from Ohio train derailment into Baltimore's system. All right. So this is happening pretty much all over, and we have sorry to say this, of course, you and I, we have families in these cities, and for me and my family, we have a lot of family members, and be more, a lot of family members. Lawmakers try to prevent trail derailment waste. They're working hard to trying to prevent this. Now, the question is, there's a question that has to be asked here. The question that has to be asked, can they stop this? Can they stop them from shipping waste from one place to another? That's up for debate. You see here, one will tell you that the states cannot stop, and another said they can. States cannot block hazardous waste from Ohio's derailment. They cannot block. They can't stop them from bringing in the waste. That's from Reuters. So we have a contradiction going on here. How much we're talking about? We're talking about it's expected that a total of 2 million gallons of wastewater could be processed in Baltimore. Now, this stuff gets into your water. The water is already, it's chemicals already in the water, but what they're doing there, they're flooding it. They're making sure they put this thing in full force. They're hitting one plague, one disaster at a time. And it's too much going on in Babylon to report on. It's just too much. It's too much. All right, here's another spill. This is factory. Factory spills chemical into Delaware River, March 24th. They had equipment failure at the factory, causing thousands of gallons of chemicals to spill into Otter Creek near Philadelphia. They being hit one plague after another. One plague after another. And their heads are spinning. I'm about to tell you what's going on here, because most people don't know what's going on. You got people in the borders. They don't know what's going on. Watch this story. These are just some things I Googled here. Watch this story. Soil, water from Ohio train wreck taken to Michigan. They took soil. They took the soil. Look, without warning. They didn't know they was coming. They didn't know they was bringing. I'm just gonna come to your house, your land, and I'm gonna dump toxic soil onto your ground without telling you anything. This ain't right. 4,832 cubic yards of soil has been removed from the ground of East Palestine, and about 6 truckloads were on their way to Michigan. So there's more. They're not finished. There's more. So these places didn't have to worry about the train wreck with the chemicals. They want this thing to spread. They don't want it to spread. They're spreading it. It's like a virus, and you spread it intentionally, and they're spreading this thing. Now, let me show you what's a plague. Then I'm going to tell you what's going on, and I'm finished. What's a plague? This is a plague. Plague caused continual trouble. And this was happening in America. They have continual trouble, one after the other. While all of this going on, the dollar is falling. All these countries pulling away from the dollar, including Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they finally have Saudi Arabia pulling from the US dollar. Russia and China and these other, they were already pulling from it. What else you got going on? The banks are closing. You have bank failure. It's so much you can't wrap your head around it. And then on top of that, the shootings continue, the murders continue. It doesn't end. And it's being cranked up more and more. Let me get another meaning here. This is Cambridge University. To cause worry. Those people in America are worrying. People in the borders that came from America, we don't have to worry about that. That means the plague doesn't hit us. We don't have to worry about that plague. They're worrying. Pain. We're not dealing with the pain of that. We told our loved ones what was coming. They didn't believe. They will die in their iniquity. They will die amongst the defiled. Or difficulty to someone or something over a period of time. This is what plague is. One plague after another. Continually. They're being hit. Now, let me tell you what's going on. Because the people in America, they have no idea what's going on. And the people in the other parts of the world, they don't know what's going on. And what's happening there will happen to you also. Oh, yeah. And just off the top of my head, I just saw North Korea talking about building nuclear bombs. Let me tell you something. This is something they don't want. This is something they don't want the world to know. That's not true. That's a complete lie. They're not building a nuclear bomb. They have it. They have nuclear bombs, powerful nuclear bombs. What they're doing, they're proclaiming to the world they're going to build them. And they want someone like America to come in. Someone like America or Israel to come in and try to stop them. And then they're going to use them. No one's going to tell you, I'm going to buy weapons. I'm going to buy weapons to defend myself, or I'm going to buy weapons to fight in a war. They already got them. They're proclaiming it. When governments proclaim something, no one understands there is something else going on here. That ain't the truth. Mostly all the governments in the world works. They operate in this way. They say one thing, they mean another. The water is safe to drink. Drink the water. You people in Philadelphia, when they drop the waste in Baltimore, you people in Baltimore, the water will be safe to drink. Drink it. When they say it's safe to drink, it's going to kill you. So what's going on? We have people. The Most High got people within the borders praying against wickedness, praying for judgment. Wherever the wickedness is, praying for judgment. And see what happens, the Most High hearing these prayers. And the people that's listening to this video within the borders, you partook of these prayers. You know the prayers just a few months ago that we had, that were proclaimed and that we had to do. We're seeing the results of it. And we don't stop. We continue till they're gone, eliminated, every last one of them. Because wickedness has to be removed. So people in Babylon, you've been thinking about coming out. No one understands. You got people in the borders praying against this place. The Most High and His host, against the place. See, we in league in line with them. You got to line up with the right one, with the right league. This is why when people have a husband or a wife that don't want to come out, they don't want to come. This is why you leave them. This is it. Whoever does not want to come out with you, you leave them behind. You got people right now, we're praying for it. They're trying to make a decision. Shall I leave my loved ones behind? We got people in the borders, left loved ones behind. Husband, wife, children. All of us, we left somebody behind. Mother, brother, sister, daughter. This is what's happening. No, people don't understand this. But it's what's happening. You need to know. This is testimony from the border.